There's the thing you've been doing your whole life to keep yourself safe. A move you make automatically when you feel unwanted. A strategy so wired into your nervous system you don't even know you're doing it. It worked. For decades, it worked. And then one day, it stopped. That moment isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. And if you're in it right now, this episode is for you. I'm Sandy Bartlett, Shamanic Practitioner, and this is Journey to Self, Power Beyond People Pleasing. Today, we're talking about the go-to solution, the strategy you've trusted your whole life, the move you make automatically when you feel unsafe, and what happens when it finally fails you. Before we go deeper, I want to share a card I pulled for this episode from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. The corn. Corn represents the mother of sustenance and tangible abundance, material prosperity that provides stability to many. There is more than enough. The card says, you planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. Silence over confrontation. Smallness over presence, agreement over truth. These became the operating system, and the operating system ran so quietly you didn't even know it was there. In shamanic terms, this is ancestral patterning. The strategy didn't start with you. It may have started generations back with a woman who learned that her safety depended on not being seen too much, not wanting too much, not expecting too much. That encoding travels through the lineage. It arrives in you intact. And here's the part that makes it so hard to break. The strategy worked. It kept you safe. It helped you survive environments where being visible, being direct, or being too much would have cost you something real. But strategies that were designed to protect you at 7, at 14, at even 23, they don't serve you at 47. They served a younger version of you in a moment that's already over. The problem is, your nervous system doesn't know that yet. Sit with this for a second. What's the go-to move your body makes when you feel unwanted or unsafe in a relationship? You don't have to share it, but I want you to name it to yourself. Notice what comes up. Not long after I started dating my first husband, we were walking through what was then May Company at South Coast Plaza. It's in Southern California. And I reached for his hand and he pulled away. And he literally said, I don't want people thinking I'm taken. He might as well have slapped me. I said nothing. Silence was easier than confrontation back then. But inside, something broke. I remember thinking, why am I never the one someone chooses? Why am I only good enough in private, but not in public? It didn't just hurt. It confirmed something I hadn't put words to yet, that I needed to earn affection. That visibility came with conditions, that if someone claimed me, I should be grateful. I carried that belief for years. And in that moment at South Coast Plaza, my go-to strategy kicked in. I got quiet. I shrunk. I made myself smaller so he wouldn't have to feel uncomfortable about pulling his hand away. That's what the strategy does. It protects the other person's comfort at the expense of your own truth. And for a long time, it worked. It kept me in relationships that weren't safe. It kept me from speaking up when I should have. It kept me performing a version of myself that was acceptable instead of true. Until one day, it stopped working. The moment the old solution fails you is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. It's the moment your soul says, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep shrinking. I can't keep staying quiet. I can't keep choosing everyone else's comfort over my own truth. That moment feels like failure. It feels like collapse. It feels like you've lost the one thing that always worked. But what's actually happening is reclamation. Your soul is refusing to fragment any further. The part of you that's been frozen in survival mode is starting to thaw. And that's terrifying. Because if the old strategy doesn't work anymore, what do you do instead? You learn to trust yourself. Not the version of you that learned to disappear, the version of you that's here now. The one who survived not being chosen and built a life anyway. If you're standing in that moment right now, the moment where the old strategy isn't working and you don't know what comes next, this is ancestral healing work. There's a pattern running through your lineage that wasn't yours to begin with, and you don't have to carry it forward. I offer one-to-one shamanic sessions for women who are ready to break the patterns that were never theirs to keep. If that's what you need, the link to book a session is in the show notes. James Baldwin said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced." The strategies you carry aren't fate. They're learned. And what was learned can be unlearned. But first, you have to see it. I would love to hear from you. What's the go-to strategy you've been using that's starting to fail? Comment and let me know. For your empowerment action this week, the next time you feel the old strategy kicking in, the silence, the smallness, the agreement when you don't actually agree, pause just for a second and notice it. You don't have to change it yet. You don't have to fix it. You just have to see it. Because once you see it, you can start to choose differently. Not all at once, not perfectly, but consciously. That's how reclamation starts. Not with a grand gesture, with a pause. The strategies that kept you safe for decades don't have to define you forever. They served you, and now it's time to serve yourself. Until next time, be true to you.